Brad and his son Gabe are here. Own a local flower shop here in Dallas, and I've always used it. And I told you when you came here this morning that I always use the example of a flower shop. And because hypothetically, if I owned a business right now, it might be a flower shop. But you guys own Petals and Stems, located here in North Dallas.
Yes, sir.
All right. Tell me about your company.
So my father started the business 44 years ago, Lou. And in 1997, I joined my father. And so, yeah, definitely in business, the floral industry has changed, just like in all types of businesses. But back in June of 1972, my father started the business.
Yeah. I was going to have so did you have any desire to get into the floral business?
When I first was growing up, it was always something that kind of crossed my mind, and I grew up, working in the shop on the weekends and helping during holidays.
Did anybody make fun of you because you worked in a flower shop?
No.
Okay. Because I would imagine if you had girlfriends during the time, you were probably the most popular guy in high school.
Definitely. And
right?
A lot of my friends used to say that they were going to hang out with me till they got married so they could get a good deal on their wedding flowers.
I love it. Oh, and no good deals given, right?
That's right.
I'm charging full price on you.
Exactly.
I love flowers. And I think and we talked before the show, that your business is one that when people come to you, traditionally, they are happy. They are in a good mood because they're giving flowers to someone, or they're going to make somebody happy. Who doesn't like getting flowers?
Yes, and I think the positiveness of the power of flowers.
Did he just say the power of flowers?
He did.
That's awesome. You got to hashtag that, by the way.
It is something that flowers play such a big part in everyone's lives, and even in times of sympathy too. It's just it's really amazing. But yes, people call us because they want to express gratitude to individuals, thanking them for things, birthdays, anniversaries, just and all sorts of things. And yes, that there is a.
What is the most popular flower that people give? Is it the rose?
Roses are still extremely popular, but I would say that hydrangeas are just huge.
Hydrangeas.
Right now.
Okay, you lost me on that. What did it look like?
The big bushy looking flower that people grow in the garden, and it's very popular. It's white.
Okay.
And
I'll have to Google that and check it out.
The size of a baseball, or
okay.
Or
wow.
Even sometimes they even get as big as close to a volleyball. But
and we talked before the show, like with tulips and bulbs. You import flowers from around the world,
all over around the world. Yes.
And that I'm always amazed how they transport all these flowers, because with the temperature change and altitude and all that stuff, and the cargo just with transport, how they stay alive by the time you get them.
It's truly amazing, and yes, we're getting them from all over Holland and Costa Rica, everywhere, and just even Florida, where in the hurricanes just recently, the leatherleaf farms where we get a lot of some of our greenery just got devastated. And so it truly is amazing, and people are calling our shop, not necessarily knowing the magnitude of what's going on with different things. We're to perform and make the tricks, but it's definitely it's really interesting, especially during those times when there are storms and there are things, the availability.
Winter freezes,
yes,
yes. You've got your son Gabe in the studio. What's up?
Hello.
Hey, so what's your age?
11.
You're 11. You work with your dad?
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
When I'm not in school.
Yeah. If you could, you would drop out of school and work with them full time, though, right?
Yeah.
All my kids would just drop out of school right now, and I don't know what they would do, but no kid likes school at this point. But you love school, right? No.
No.
No, okay.
No.
Pretty cool. Now, what's the best thing about having your dad in business for himself? I mean, do you get to hang up there and say, hey, this is my dad's place?
Yeah.
It's my business. Mm-hmm. One day it's going to be mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to get into the floral business?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you weren't in the floral business, what would you want to do?
Raise donuts.
Raise donuts. Which, by the way, for you guys listening, they brought donuts. Do you want to give a shout out to where you bought these donuts?
It was
remember?
In Richardson. It's called Donuts.
It's just called. Well,
I love those places.
Isn't that funny like that? On Saturday mornings, I typically go get donuts somewhere, and I usually go to like Dunkin' Donuts because I just like to get their coffee and donuts and stuff. And my kids want to go to the place called Donuts on El Dorado all the time. So
we have a place in Midlothian called King Donuts.
King Donuts.
Yeah.
They're the king of donuts.
It was like, what's that? Where's that from?
Just like nails.
Exactly.
You got a
Exactly.
business. Now, the front of your storefront, please tell me, it says Petals and Stems.
It does.
Okay.
It says
It
Petals
doesn't
and
say
Stems.
flowers.
No.
We are talking to Brad Weinstein and his son Gabe, and here talking about the floral business. Now, what have you seen in the last 5 to 10 years in this industry? Has the product got more expensive? Has the real estate got more? Has the operating costs got more expensive? Has the salaries got more expensive? We've seen states just raise the minimum wage. Just curious of how that affects you on that wage front.
Sure. Well, just to go back in 1997 when I started the floral industry, it used to be that, Brian, if you wanted to send flowers to your mom in Chicago, you would call a local florist, then the local florist would call that florist in Chicago, and there was a clearinghouse that was involved. But in 1997, those clearinghouses decided to start serving the public. So that cut out that one person that was going, you would go directly to this website, and then they sent it to Chicago, so it cut out that person. So it really shook up the industry and changed the industry. So we had to, some florists got angry, and some florists said we have to move on and keep on going along with our business. So that was a change in the industry. Now circling back in 2016, a lot of those people that went to those websites, the different websites, I don't necessarily have to mention and dog them down, is that they are circling back to the local florist, calling and saying, you are there in Dallas, correct? Because they were searching online thinking they were dealing with a florist that wasn't, that took their order, charged them a significant amount more, and then sent it to that florist. So people are more educated now. Mm-hmm. And so circling back, people are going back to the local brick and mortar florist.
I think there's nothing better than walking into a flower shop and like a brick and mortar. You smell it, you see it, you can be very personalized, you can put it together, talk with a person like yourself, and help individualize each arrangement. That's pretty huge.
And flowers are so personal that the internet did take that away a little bit. We are still getting, like I said, more people are using it as a tool. They're calling in and looking at what's online. Some people prefer to place it online, but flowers are very personal, just like your hairdresser. If I told you to switch hairdressers, you're not going to switch hairdressers.
Well, I might be switching hairdressers for too long. But yeah, you're right. People are very personal about that. Brad and Gabe Weinstein in the studio, Petals and Stems. Exact location for you guys?
Montfort and LBJ across from Valley View Mall.
Got you. I know exactly where that's at.
One shopping center north of Target.
Now, do you guys deliver in that little radius? Like
all Dallas Metroplex.
Okay,
McKinney, Frisco, Allen, all over. We are now in one location. Years ago, we had 7 stores, but now we're at one location where we have 7 trucks that we run throughout the whole
That was
Metroplex.
pretty. So, in other words, it paid probably to and streamline to centralize, right?
Yes.
And then go out instead of trying to be everywhere all the time. That makes sense. I tell you what, we're going to take a break. We'll come back, continue this conversation with Brad and Gabe of Petals and Stems. What a great name for your company.
Thank you.
I love it. Plus, coming up, the cost of Greek life at universities is insane. You might as well call this a 5-5 pay too much. That should be the name of the next fraternity that you get involved with. Wait till you find out how much it costs to get your kids in a sorority or a fraternity. Plus, Fort Worth Stockyards could soon have a TV network down there. Yep, that's right. We're going to take a look at that when we get back. 7:27 right here at 6:20 a.m. KEXP. Your experts in business. We'll be right back. Let's get back to our guest, Brad and Gabe Weinstein.
Yo.
I like that. See how he can't wait to get on the radio there?
Yeah.
Petals and Stems, a flower shop located here in North Dallas. Of course, you guys have, you're in the happy business of what I said earlier. You like to spread your happiness. There's actually a survey out.
Yes.
That talks about how flowers in a workplace.
Rutgers University several years ago did a study that flowers have an immediate impact on happiness. They have a positive long-term effects on mood, and they make intimate connections. And you think about it on your anniversary when you send your wife flowers. A happy anniversary, I love you, here's to another 50. So when people are sick in the hospital and they receive flowers, that somebody cared enough to send them flowers that brighten their spirits, and that card message that's on there. Like I said, the power of flowers is just truly amazing. And I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. People used to, I used to not understand this when people would come in and talk about how they love flowers. And it wasn't until I started reading these researches back in the 2000s, realizing what our industry is.
It is about, it's a feel-good industry. It's more of the flowers are the message.
Yes.
It's the message to say, I'm thinking about you, hope you're okay, happy anniversary, whatever the case may be. We want to give away some flowers.
Yes.
And I think this is very timely today, especially with this post-election depression that a lot of people are in. Perhaps these flowers will cheer you up. You're going to make it real easy.
I am. If you go to my Facebook page, which is Petals and Stems, or if you go to my website, PetalsStemsDFW, there's a Facebook link there. If you message on my Facebook page that Brian is the king,
there you go. You
will be put into a drawing, and I'm going to pick some winners to receive free floral arrangements. I will then message you back and let you know that you won.
I'm not sure they agree with that message, but they might put it down there to get the free flowers. But okay, so go Petals and Stems Facebook page.
Yes.
Like it while you're there.
Yes.
Like the page while you're there. Gabe, let me ask you a question. Since you're in the 5th grade,
Yeah.
I can only imagine you have an Instagram page, right?
No.
No. Snapchat.
My brother does.
Okay, so not yet for you.
No.
You have a Facebook page.
No.
No. Good parent there. You are. All my kids are already in the deep hole of social media. I was just going to say you could invite all your friends to like Petals and Stems via your social media platform, but
he has it in him. The sales aspect and the personality. That's why I brought him here today. Not that I say that, you need to get into this business, but I'm a people person.
Sure.
He's a people person, and it takes a person to work retail. It takes, again, like what you said, because it doesn't matter what kind of day I had, the person on the phone that's calling me or coming into my store, their situation is what matters. It doesn't matter about me.
I agree.
And that's sometimes hard to put aside. And I think Gabe has it in him, and that's why I've brought him along with me to things. But anything he does, I'm not going to say, you have to go into this business.
There you go. I know that when I was talking before the show, the frozen custard business that I was in for years, I only hired teenage girls for the front counter because typically a teenage girl will smile more often than a teenage boy. This is scientifically proven. The muscles in a teenage boy's face will not go into a smile mode.
Interesting.
They do not smile. Of course, I just made that up. But it was all about the greeting for me. And I put the guys in the back, sweeping and doing potatoes and doing all the manual labor stuff. I agree with you. I think customer service is key, and I think kids these days need to get away from the devices and get out of the text, and nonverbal communication, and get back into actually talking to one another.
Yes.
And Gabe, working in your store, talking to customers coming in. Hello, Mrs. Johnson. How are you? Here's your order. Thanks for coming. That's invaluable what you're teaching, Gabe. And I'm sure you enjoy that, huh?
Yeah. My dad, on Mondays, he gets up at like 5 o'clock. And he goes, 4 o'clock. And he really does everything that he has to do. And he gets home at like 8 or 9.
At night.
At night.
That's a long day.
He works really hard.
Sometimes that late, but a lot of times. Usually we get there at 5. Our fresh flowers start coming at the door Monday morning. And usually I'm there till 5 or 6. Sometimes I get there
long hours.
Later. Yes.
Entrepreneur. Now, how many employees do you
have? 16 employees.
16. As a small business owner, and I'm not putting you on the spot here, but healthcare is a big issue to you.
It is.
Or is it?
It is. And, at this point, some of our employees elect not to take the insurance. We offer the insurance, but it's very expensive.
Absolutely, it is. But it's great that you offer it to them, and if they want it, they want. I did my wellness check, Michael. I really haven't talked about this a whole lot, but I did my wellness check yesterday.
Oh, what happened?
So, it's kind of funny. On election night, since I was up late, I tried to like you had to go to the store and buy your wife some ice cream. I tried to like just keep myself up by eating, knowing that I could not eat past midnight to take all this blood work. It was great. I got to give a shout out to the Collin County Employee Health Clinic. And I know it doesn't sound too sexy. And believe me, it's not. But the best medical service that I've received in a long time. This lady, really nice nurse, took blood from me two separate times, and I didn't even know the needle was in me.
Wow.
No, I have no idea. And I'm the biggest baby. Look, I'm 6'2", 218 pounds, but I'm nothing more than a 3-year-old, mentally and physically. Mm-hmm. So she did not hurt me with the needles, and she took the blood. But I want to give a shout out to those guys over at Collin County Employee Medical Center there in McKinney. Took care of me yesterday. But anyway, I was taking my wellness check, and it was nice to have insurance because I did not pay anything for this wellness check. It was absolutely free. And they even said, do you want a flu shot? Nah, that's okay. I'll pass on that. Never gotten a flu before, but I'll pass on that. I did get a tetanus shot, and it's a combination of several things. My left shoulder is a little sore, but it's funny. The nurse was like, you know what? You're going to be pretty sore on that shoulder for a couple of days, which kind of scared me because sore to me is like breaking your arm sore. That's my definition of sore. And I woke up this morning, and it does feel a little sore, but I'm thinking to myself, if this was what she was warning me about, this is nothing. This is like a bad day in the gym is all this is. But getting back to health care, it's very important. And I think it's a good gesture that you offer it to your employees. And if you decline, that's on them. And hopefully President-elect Trump will go in there and change health care where it is affordable for everybody. Because right now it's not. It's not. That's a reality. We have business owners on this show every single day almost, and they tell me it's just not affordable. I don't care who you're talking to. It's not affordable. Once again, if you want free flowers, this is what they're doing here. You got to go to Petals and Stems, like them on Facebook, post up on there. I forgot exactly. Brian Glenn's the king. Or
Brian is king.
Brian is king. Oh, my goodness gracious.
He really is.
And I'm glad that you think so. I'm glad I fooled two people or one person in the studio.